Amarillo rocks.
Amarillo
Hi guys.
Amarillo rocks.
Been a minute.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
It's been a while.
Yes, sir.
It's been a while. Hey guys, my apologies. I've been crazy busy lately, opening bars, and we have a new arcade and a bunch of stuff downtown that you need to go see. But also, you guys need to go out and see some live music, including my boys here in Rain Division.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to talk with these cats a little bit this evening about what they've got going on. Gentlemen, how's it going?
It's going good, man. Just on the grind, working on music, getting ready for the show this weekend.
Yeah, that is this weekend.
Yes, it's on Cinco de Mayo on Sunday.
That's on Sunday. Where at?
It's at Golden Light on 6th Street.
Golden Light on 6th Street.
Golden Light Cantina.
Yeah. The Golden Light is a historical place where lots of live music has happened. Traditionally in the past, it was a country music joint. It has evolved into a just everything music joint, including my friends here. I played there recently myself, and it's a great fucking venue.
We love playing there, man.
Yeah.
That's definitely our home venue for sure.
Great bartenders. Shouts out Addie, Wade, Pooty, all great up there.
Yeah. Oh, Addie. Anyway. Yeah. Well, so let's talk about your band. So your band's called
Rain Division.
Rain Division.
Yes, sir.
And so this is basically your baby, right? This is how it started.
It's definitely evolved into a little bit more of a band setting, I'd say, throughout the last year, especially. As for the creation of the music, though, it's definitely mostly just me kind of doing that behind the scenes.
Well, you got a producer now, though, too, don't you?
Yeah, so I've worked with a couple different producers over the years. The inception of Rain Division was I was working with the guitarist of one of my favorite bands called Emarosa.
Okay.
And that was the song Ambivalence was done with him. And I've kind of worked with, a good handful of people. I've definitely recently kind of hit a time where I kind of want to experiment and, work with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
So got a couple, most recently we worked with Steven Dolezal. He's great.
Yeah.
Best time I've ever had making music for
Diver
sure.
Town, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to do another song with him for sure. I've also got one that I'm working on with my friend from the band Lilac Kings, Dylan McBride. I'm doing a song with him. And then I'm also doing another one with ex-vocalist of Crown the Empire, Dave Escamilla, at his studio in Dallas. So we've definitely got some tracks in the pipeline for sure. So kind of lately it's been more of a collaborative effort, though. Yeah. Austin and I have finally started writing together after being in a band for like 4 years. So.
Yeah. I was creeping your numbers on Spotify, and you got a bit of traffic going on in there.
So a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't heard Rain Division yet, the one that I'm particularly fond of, it's called Devil because it's about me. And not really, but no, they've got fantastic production, killer riffs, killer writing, and it's not the kind of thing that you'd expect to hear out of an Amarillo rock band. This isn't a dad band like mine, for example. But these are guys that they take their sound and their tone and everything very seriously, and they've been pumping it out and cracking these tunes out. I feel like you guys are going to be probably hitting the road pretty soon. Is that what it feels like?
Yeah, man. So the goal right now is to get enough music to where, we've been. It's kind of a weird space for us because some of the recorded songs are like straight pop music. Mm-hmm. Some of them, like one I'll show you before we leave tonight, is the heaviest song we've ever made that has like scream vocals and everything in it.
Yeah.
We have we're pretty versatile. We've got a lot of range.
Yeah.
So it's. Whenever we play shows with heavier bands, we try to play a little bit of a heavier set. Whenever we play shows with less heavy bands, we play a little bit less heavy of a set. That. So just trying to get as much music out there. That way, when we play these shows, we have a full set to play, which we're finally there after so long.
Yeah.
It took a long time to get more than like 20
when you're doing
minutes.
it right, guys, it takes a long fucking time, by the way.
Trying to be a little bit more consistent about releasing music as well. So the main focus right now is getting at least another 5 songs out before like a real tour happens.
Right.
Just have a body of work to promote.
Right.
So that'll be definitely sooner rather than later for sure, because those 3 songs that I've got lined up in production are, I mean, the hope is to drop a song a month.
Yeah.
So
waterfall style. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And so
Yeah.
we're just gonna have, it started with Alchemy and Angel Numbers, and then the other 3 songs will be on there too, and then we'll have a nice little concise EP, and then of course, we'll continue to make songs as well after
Yeah.
that. But that'll kind of give us a chance to catch our breath a little bit, really work on a good live set to tour on, and promote some new music.
Nice. Of the songs I've only seen you guys live once, because you guys always play on nights that I have to fucking
It's
work.
always, I've noticed that, it's always difficult.
Always
yeah.
working.
It's always working. I'm in the bar business, so it just destroys my weekends. But from what I've heard, it's like there are bits and pieces of the song, and this is kind of a shout out to the creative process you guys put into it. In the same song, you'll want to dance, and then you might want to cry a little bit, and then you might want to fight.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the emotional roller coaster that I've gotten from some of the Rain D songs. So, sorry, Rain D is what I call you.
That's
I
good.
love it.
That's great.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and so, so taking it back just a little bit, you guys have I have a little bit of history.
Yeah.
So I remember when you were like, fucking 17?
I was
remember?
probably 17, yeah.
You had like a Mustang or some shit, and I was
RIP
selling
that
some
Mustang.
gear out of my garage back before I had the studio here, and that's when I met you. I think I sold you a delay pedal or something like that.
Yeah, it was for my 2-piece band.
Yeah.
I was in.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's been a hot minute, and so we've been friends ever since then. And
Yes, sir.
I've just enjoyed the traffic that you and I have had back and forth.
Yeah, of course, man.
And me being I'm an old head. I've done this for a long time, and I love to see the enthusiasm and everything that you guys have. And I know this weirdo, because this weirdo is one of my Galaga championship guys. He was one of the contest winners in the Galaga.
was fun.
That was that
Much fun,
that
dude.
bracket style, that head-to-head bracket
Yeah.
style. So I mean, and I know this is weird, guys, but a lot of musicians also play video games. All right.
Crazy, right?
And I hope you're sitting down. I know that's weird, but just trust me on this. And this guy is a grand champion on both fronts. In fact, I think I bought a cabinet from you a few months ago.
That's
I bought
right.
that fucking NBA Jam, and that's upstairs in our other arcade now.
Love it.
Video
Yeah.
games is how I met Austin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shouts out to Luke's boss, Chance, man. I'm always breaking my cell phones, and
Chance, yeah.
Luke works for Amarillo Cellular, and after like the 4th or 5th repair, he was like, "Man, you need to meet my friend, my technician Luke. You think you'd have the music and the Smash Bros thing. Luke and I play a lot of Smash Bros. So yeah, shouts out to Chance for just knowing that was destiny. And
I did not see that one coming at all, by the way.
right.
Chance is the one that pointed you guys to each other?
Yeah.
He every time he's like, man, you really like this guy Austin
Yeah.
a lot.
Yep. Yeah, and it's just so funny too, because like, I don't know, I think he just had that foresight, and now we've been friends at 3.5 years. I've been playing Rain Division since December of 21. So
Yeah.
We were
2.5
friends
years.
before we started playing together
Yeah.
too, for about
Probably
6 months.
About
I'd
3
say.
months,
Yeah.
3 years we've been hanging out and been close friends.
Long
So
time.
yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. But
That's so weird. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Chance has the cellular repair business that I wanted to have. Like I did phone repair for years and years.
Oh, wow.
And then all of these like when I so this taking it way back, son.
Yeah.
Like before 2006, I had the only phone repair business in town. Right.
Oh, snap.
That was my jam, dude. There's in my garage. I'll show you sometime the boxes and boxes of bullshit old phones that are now museum pieces.
I was 8 in
Nice.
2006.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that, man. I don't even talk about it.
Infant.
God damn, that means you were a year old when I moved into this place.
Yeah,
I
I'm
moved
like
in here in
almost
two-
10 years older than
I moved in here in
so.
2005. Wow.
Little
Man.
baby.
Anyway, yeah, all that aside, man, I just, Chance is my boy. We're not, this is also, we push local business. We love those guys.
Oh, yeah.
And Chance is an awesome dude. So,
Yeah, for sure.
shout out.
He's been very instrumental in my music career in a lot of ways because
He was instrumental in your music career, really?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
nice.
Well,
Nice.
I mean, it's hard to find somebody that is, understanding about
Yeah.
having to travel for a lot of things.
Oh,
and
yeah.
being supportive of that, and I appreciate that guy a lot.
Well, and both of you guys are impossibly handsome. So I would imagine, like, before work in the mornings, like they're looking in the mirror, there's like a work mirror, and they're going, all right, everything's okay, and and he's doing the same thing. He's like, yeah, all right, we're good. All right,
We thought about doing
Let's go.
one of those fireman calendars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really? All right, I'd buy one
It's
of those.
just all 12 pictures of Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, our drummer Drew. It's only him.
Let's talk about that actually. So, who all is in the band?
Yeah. Take it.
So our other guitarist is Chris Onesto. He's so important to the band. He does a lot for
Yeah.
the content side of it as well. Great guitar player, great friend.
Programs on the
Creative guy,
lights.
super creative guy.
He does
Live
everything
show.
that's not music. He's really responsible.
Chris
for.
is a super production guy.
What's up,
He's done a lot
Chris?
of like videos of stuff. Like when we had that festival at Zombies, Honesto was the company that did all of the live videos. So he did a bunch of loudmouth stuff for us, and he was really cool to me. That's how I met him.
Nice.
And yeah, and he's done a bunch of production work for Nomad and Lid also.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And then our drummer is Drew McGallion, and I've been playing with him for a really, really long time. He was in my first band, or my first like real band, like the Leo, back in 2019.
That was your band, wasn't it? THELEO. Yeah, I remember
Horrible
that.
band name,
Yeah.
but
What does it mean?
So that's a pretty long story. The TLDR of it is essentially, I've been very involved in a lot of gaming communities in my life.
Yeah.
And mostly like card games, like Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon and stuff like that. And I've done a lot of competing in those. And I was won a few like really big tournaments. That was like a huge part of my life.
No shit.
You can Google me, dude. It's crazy. My Yu-Gi-Oh shit pops up before my music does. Anyways, but
That's gotta be frustrating.
it-
I mean, I relate that.
one day. But
My court records pop up before my music too, so I get that too. Yeah.
But that was like my as you'd call it, like a gamer tag, I guess, Leo. And so back in that time, I was really, chubby little kid, didn't have a lot of friends. All I cared about was like video games and stuff. And so at that point in time, Leo kind of felt like the real me.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that knew me by Leo were the people that were my real friends, and I didn't have to like hide the fact that I was like this big nerd. And like now it's cool to be a nerd, but there was a time when it wasn't.
Oh, there
right?
was, yeah, that's true.
There was definitely a
Yeah.
time where it was, you got bullied and picked on a lot for it. And so I kind of took that on as a stage name, saying like, this is, the real me, which is funny.
Yeah.
Thinking at 19 years old, I knew who the real me was. But yeah, so that's kind of the
Bro, I got
condensed
married
version
at
of that.
19, so yeah, I wish I'd have gone that direction instead of the one I went in. Yeah.
Yeah, the real you is always being defined. Like, I'm in my 30s, and I still think about that,
learn new
How many,
things.
how many, how many bands you been in?
I have been in. So there's my first band with Drew Freemel, Garrett Freemel,
Oh, true.
Um,
yeah.
and that was Silent Terrace. Also a bad band name. I
remember
didn't really get good
That's
at
a,
band
that's a
names
great
until
band. It sounds like a video game. It's a badass.
yeah, but it was
It does
really
sound like a video
really
game.
difficult for anybody to pronounce.
Yeah.
And then the Leo, and then Garrett Freemel and I had a sick two-piece band, which was the one that I
Yeah.
met you through technically because we were buying gear to
Yeah,
set
yeah.
up that rig. And I was playing drums and singing for that band, and
Drums and bass, right?
yeah, it was just drums and bass, and I sang,
Wow.
and
Like
that was-
Royal Blood style.
it was literally that's
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what we were trying to do.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was still to this day. I wouldn't say it's the most fun I've ever had being in a band because like Rain Division is the dopest, but we had a lot of fun in that band. And then Rain Division. That's pretty much it.
Sometimes
Four bands.
pioneering something new, even though you may not be great at it, is reflectively more fun.
Yeah,
you know?
we would just get up there. We would play songs. We would straight up go up there and freestyle. And
Yeah.
I would sing. I would freestyle sing and
Yeah.
stuff. And we would have half written songs. And
You're
we would,
braver than I am.
dude, I didn't care back then.
Yeah.
And I love like freestyling and stuff. It's fun.
Well, I do too. I do improv and all
Yeah,
that shit too.
yeah, we were good at it. We have and Garrett. So that's a good time to mention. Excuse me. He also every now and again plays bass for us.
Oh, right.
We don't actually have a bass player because technology makes it to where we don't have to have that, and it's kind of cool. But when
Yeah,
we
I
do
mean-
want a bass player, Garrett's the guy for
That's
that.
the guy.
Yes, sir.
What about you? How many bands you been in?
Dude, I've been in probably like I guess including Rain Division would be 3. I played with the same core group of guys for years as a kid. Under the moniker The Centerview, and then we all played with as a band called Costanza with Adam from Bear the Mark, and we were like a heavy pop punk band because in like 2009, 10 that was really cool. And it was fun. Last 2 summers ago, Adam and I like redid that whole album and like released it on Spotify, and it was so much fun.
No shit.
I love Adam, dude. We've been friends.
You realize that was 14 years ago, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, and we've been friends probably 15 years now.
Yeah.
So support his company. I have a DNA cab. He's built my pedal
Oh, those
boards.
DNA cabs are tight, yeah.
Yeah, like he's such a good dude. And I did the Barris thing, which is just kind of like punky emo. Another kind of
How'd
word.
you pronounce that?
Barris.
Yeah. Oh, so it was Bear Ice.
Yeah, I get that a lot. It's I really like just wanted a single word band name. Like it's like I guess I reference
they're hard to get.
Seosin the most.
They're
is
so
my
hard
favorite.
to get. Dude, I did it twice and it didn't go well
so
both times.
it doesn't really mean anything. I just gave it a meaning, and it just means to me. It's like it's kind of like a noun. I use it in the form of idea, where it's like the act of viewing an event in all its entirety in order to have the clearest understanding of what it is.
Yeah.
So just kind of looking at things wholly, I guess. That's kind of what I took at it and was like, I'm going to just call it that. And I still demo that stuff. My drummer lives in Fort Worth, but I got a rig recently. I've been demoing some Rain Division stuff, and then Barris, and then now I'm gonna start a new band, so I'm working on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to just have some like heavier stuff. I've never really played in like a heavy band before, so
Really?
Yeah, I guess Costanza was.
You
but,
seem like the type, so.
I know, right? Yeah, I want to play like what you would call a hardcore band, so we're gonna do something like that.
Yeah?
We as in Austin right now.
Little power trip, little little hate breed, that type of shit, or
I just can't stop listening to the Callous Cowboys, so I just want to do stuff like them.
They're my I don't know who that is.
They're awesome.
But I immediately love that name,
Yeah,
the Callous Cowboys.
They're the sweetest people, and they're so nice to me all the time. I love those guys. But yeah, like they kind of made me fall in love with heavy music again. Like I found their album The Celebrity Therapist in 2022, and like it was embarrassing how like skewed my Spotify and YouTube was, because like 2023, that's all I listened to.
Yeah.
Everybody's like sharing like, oh, this, and mine's like all 5 of the same band. I'm like, yeah, I'm a loser.
Yeah,
but anyway,
shut up about it.
Yeah, they're my favorite. Yeah, they're so nice too. It's like the older I get in this world of meeting people that play music, like when you're like 16, that like rift feels so far. You're like, oh, they're like, oh, you get like really starstruck with people, and then like in my 20s, I realized like, they're just regular people like you. They're just also playing music. They like have the same desires that you do. And like that's what's been cool about my 30s. It's like it's all just nobody really, I don't know. I try to interact with people that don't have big egos about it, because we're all just trying to have fun and like play shows. And and that's like when you meet a big group like that like plays around and they're like just so nice back to you, or like I immediately love these guys.
Isn't it cool also just straight up finding a new band like that and just straight up falling in love with music again? I've had that as well.
As long as I've been doing this, I still find new bands I fall in love with, and out of my normal genre that I listen to. I mostly like listen to like heavy rock, heavy metal, that type of stuff.
Right.
And I'll find some of Landelli has turned me on to Anderson .Paak. Completely off my radar.
That guy is sick,
bro,
dude.
Smooth than a motherfucker.
Our drummer loves Anderson.
And
I'm singing and playing drums, like holy crap, dude.
Yeah,
I had nothing.
He's not human, man. He's not human.
Dude,
like how does someone keep that kind of time? And so this universal communication that comes from music that we all have. You may not be able to do the math, but you can understand what's going on with the music. And it's a beautiful thing to be a part of that community, be a part of that communication in the world. Yeah.
So I have a hot take for you real quick.
Gross.
Right?
Yeah.
So I've worked with and talked with so many musicians, right? And there are so many musicians that understand theory, like music theory.
Oh, sure.
But they don't like know the verbiage, so they go, oh, I don't know anything about theory.
Me.
But what it is that your ear, if you've listened to Western music most of your life, it's all in these diatonic patterns that you know what sounds right and what sounds wrong. So like technically that is theory, even if you don't like have all the verbiage worked out. Yeah. So it's just so funny to me. I'll see these guitar players. So I like this genre called math rock, which has just some of the wackiest off the wall guitar parts. And I'll talk to these guys and I'll be like, dude, that is so wild. What are you doing? And they just go. And I'm like, man, yes, you do.
We just do this over and over again until we get it right.
Yeah. And it's okay to not know every single little bit of what you're doing, but it's just funny to me. Like, it almost sounds like you're not like giving yourself enough credit to be like, oh, I don't know anything about theory. And I'm like, you do though.
There's a lot of social weight and credence that comes with personal humility.
That's
as long as you don't get a big head about it, that's why these guys do that stuff.
That's true.
You're like, hey,
good point.
Man, they're wanting to deflect some ego,
Yeah.
I don't know how to receive compliments. People tell us we have great shows. I don't know if they're blowing smoke up my ass or not.
Sure.
But
sure.
I just have to know how I feel comfortable with my shows. And when they do stuff like that, they are genuinely trying to build you up.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't know how to take it. If
That's
you're doing it right, you don't know how to
Yeah.
take it. Like you're, Trump style, and you're like, oh yeah, I know, that was great. It was probably the best thing that ever happened. I don't think anything's ever going to happen better than that, but we'll see. Next time I do it, it'll be better than that. And I've done shows with those guys.
Oh man,
like a lot of those LA fuckers.
Huh.
How do you anyway?
Yeah.
The human element. What can I say?
Yeah. I just nerd out on it. Like it's just funny to me. I studied a little bit of jazz theory at Emerald College. Shouts out Jim Laughlin. But it's just cool to me. I just nerd out on it when I hear and recognize like cool patterns like that. I'm like, I want to talk about it, but just some music nerd stuff. Sorry.
Yeah,
but
it's all good, man. Tell you what, we're going to take a short break for some words from our sponsor, and we'll be right back with Amarillo Rocks and Rain Division. Anyway, we were talking a little bit about during the break what it feels like. You were saying that you don't like to talk, all that stuff, and you have a different take on it.
Yeah, so I definitely am very meticulous about how we structure the set for a couple reasons. One being how putting maybe like harder songs towards the beginning. That way, towards the end of the set, I don't have like trouble hitting like higher notes or whatever.
Right.
And then also, we definitely meticulously plan how we do our interludes. Sometimes I like to talk, sometimes I don't. The older I've gotten, the less I've liked to do it, but that's kind of the only thing that I still get a little nervous about. I'm definitely trying to kind of like let go of that anxiety about that, because no one cares. No one's
Right.
even really. Sometimes they can't even hear you anyways when you're just talking at like a normal level.
Yeah.
But we definitely do a lot of planning in how we set up our interludes, and Chris and I will make these sick interludes for our songs, and we program our lights with it.
Almost like what is it, backtracking type stuff.
Yeah, we use a lot of backtracks.
I use a little bit of that stuff myself. So yeah.
We are
Nice.
completely
It helps-
dependent on backtracks.
It helps create an ambiance. Helps create like it becomes it goes from being a music show to a almost like the performance part. Performance
That is
theater,
something I
Experience.
take so much pride in, and
Yeah.
I know that a Rain Division show is not just like going up there and playing
Yeah.
a couple songs. Like, it is from the moment we walk on stage to the moment we walk off stage, like it is one experience.
cohesive thing.
Yeah.
Something you guys planned out.
So lately we've been practicing with our lights, and it makes our practices so much better.
Oh, yeah.
The second the lights are on.
Luke pointed that out the last time we played. It's like when we play with or without the lights, it's like we all just kind of lock you in, and it's just more indicative of the actual show.
Practice how you play.
You guys run an
Yeah.
in-ears, like a personal in-ear rig?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's duh. No shit. You got that for me?
Yeah.
By the way, I've got a manual for you before you leave.
Oh,
You can
okay,
give that to
cool.
me. But and so when you time it, who programs your lights?
Chris
Oh,
does.
Chris, dude, yeah,
he
he's the
does
bomb.
know that stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when we played last summer, we played out at Ocho Segundos with Crowd the Empire,
Yeah.
and that show was massive. There was a bunch of people there, and Luke was a nervous Nelly right before we went on, and like, because I don't have to sing in this band, like I was cool as a cucumber, dude. It was like literally 100 degrees in there. They had an AC issue, so it was very hot with like 300 some odd people. But I just remember like getting up there and being like, I'm not even sweating this. It was so nice. Like that was what made me realize.
Freak
like,
out.
Oh, this band is so fun.
I freak out before I go on stage,
Yeah.
and like
His tummy hurts.
people tell me that I didn't even realize that I was like that. I will walk around and I will be a little bit of an asshole, not even on purpose. I'm just kind of like in my own world, and I'm like, don't talk to me, because like I don't even want to like speak before I go on stage. And then I'm freaking out. I'm being all anxious and weird, and then I get on stage and I'm like, oh, what was I even being a weirdo about?
But the thing about that is, what a lot of people that don't do this, they don't understand. We've only got so much real estate in our brain, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like, man, you've already mowed it, you've already culled everything. Like, everything is where it's supposed to be. You don't have room for anything else, man. You don't have room for someone else to fucking park their tractor on your shit. You know, you've got to, just like, I can't fucking deal with you right now.
Like if I can't do my warm-ups exactly the way that I need to do them, then I will, in my brain, I won't play the show good.
Right. Yeah. So, I know you got a show coming up this weekend. What's up with the music releases?
We should hopefully be finishing up this song that I'm doing with my friend Dylan from Lilac Kings, probably this week.
Dylan's all doing the production on it?
Yeah, I'm probably going to have Steven mix it.
Nice.
At least that way it's the same, kind of the same sonic volume and everything as Alchemy and Angel Numbers.
Yeah.
So it's not like two completely different.
And on those, I assume he did all the production on that stuff, mixes and mastering and everything. The production on that shit was insane. Like,
It's
it
the
was
best.
fucking bananas, radio quality, like everything is exactly where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, he's dope for sure.
And that dude is, he's a super cool cat. I worked with him a little bit when I did that intern program over here, and and he's got a killer band too.
Oh,
Deep Diver, they
oh
go
my
crazy.
god.
Yeah.
They're probably my favorite local band. Like,
Yeah.
I've known Steven
Thanks a lot, asshole.
Yeah, I know, I'm a jerk.
My favorite local band is Sweater Gods.
Oh, fuck yourself.
With the Z on the end.
With the Z.
With the Z.
I've known Steven. Steven was recording my first bands like at 16. I've known him half my life now. So
Yeah.
it's cool to see, like, I just like the way he is as a musician, and I've always thought this about him, even at that age.
Yeah.
And he just gets better. Like, it's insane. He's incredible. But
What I love about that cat is, like, when you think about what he's done musically and in his career, he's up here. But, like, man, I have met that dude in a gas station parking lot and bought gear from him.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I bought cables and pedals and stuff from him.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
hey, his wife and kids are in the car. He's like, hey, bro, I got this right here. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And,
yeah.
and that's the fun of, grassroots level music trading, especially with the internet available,
Dude, there's one thing that Amarillo isn't shy of, and it's like talent. There's so many
Man, I know,
talented
dude.
people here, dude.
Yeah.
It's insane. That's why I personally say cats like BJ Dyer, Cody Tosh, these like the rhythm sections, man,
Yeah.
they can do any and everything.
Yeah.
I know so many great guitar player and singers, but like the bass player, drummer guys, like, man, they're so valuable.
The dudes that blow my mind
I
are the
know.
ones that are doing the church circuit.
Dude, I know.
Because they're like that's a hardcore production environment.
Oh,
like
right.
that shit's for real. I
Right.
mean, like it's not like just playing on a bar stage. Like
Dude,
they've
and
got
like the approach is a little different too. Like the live setting approach is a little different compared to the bar gig. And I've learned a ton from Juan Duran from the digital side of things because of the church stuff that he does.
JCD is a fucking angel, man. I
Dude,
love that dude.
Best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love Juan.
He's the
Shout
second
out
most
Juan.
handsome guy in town next to himself. Oh, and him.
No, Juan's got me beat.
Juan's, but no, seriously, like you've got a team of folks surrounding you that are amazing. Like, there's nothing stopping you.
There's a lot of moving parts,
Yeah.
and they're all great.
So you got some releases coming. You got some shows. So what does this summer look like for you?
By the summer, hopefully, we will have had at least the next 3 songs that we're kind of in the works of out, and then we should be focusing on playing a lot of shows by that time.
When are you guys gonna hit the road?
Hope so. We've got I don't know if I'm allowed to like say anything about it, but we've got a band that we played a show with in Lubbock that is trying to bring us out to do a couple shows in San Diego. Yeah. And then if that goes well, then we should be hopefully joining them on their like nationwide tour. So that's kind of, it's not set in stone or anything. Yeah,
you ready
for sure.
For it? You ready for it?
We'll see how much I get to be a part of it, man. Yeah. I manage a physical therapy clinic like by day, you know. So yeah.
You got a regular dick job.
Yeah.
I thought you were just like a loser, like gamer.
right. I give that appearance, but yeah, I manage a physical therapy clinic Monday through Friday. So I mean, I'll be able to go to some Texas dates, won't be too bad, but yeah, it just depends on where we're going and how long.
It'll take a lot of planning, but we'll make it work.
Yeah.
Shouts out to my wife. That's all I can really say. She's the best.
That'd be Ariel Hannah. And she's a G. So yeah. So what's the next release that you got? Without giving away too much, I mean, I know you got some new stuff.
It's a song called Demigod.
Yeah? You can say that? Okay. When's it coming out?
Hopefully, like I said, we're trying to finish it up this week. And then, weeks. Probably couple, maybe like 3 weeks. We could kind of tentative. 3-4 weeks.
If you guys keep up with the Amarillo Rocks Facebook page, like we try really, really hard to make sure to share new music, concert dates, anything with anything local. Doesn't matter what genre it is. We do metal, rock, country, hip hop, folk, dinner music, cover bands. You know, the whole line. If it's from this area and it's musically related, we try to get it out. And having said that, like I try to put a special focus on bands, original bands that are doing their own thing, that are trying to take the next step towards the evolution of of career. And so. I'm stoked about that. I've watched you for a long time. We've been friends for a while, and I dig the direction you're going in, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
work really hard.
You got the fucking numbers, I got a couple of like tech related questions. Okay.
Sure.
Who is your aggregate? Like DistroKid, CD Baby, something like that.
Yeah, DistroKid.
DistroKid. What do you like or dislike about them?
I don't really like or dislike anything about it. Really, at this point, it's just, it is easy. I've never used anything other than DistroKid, so really? I don't really like, I don't know if I've messed around with enough things to really have like an opinion on if there's anything better. I like that DistroKid, I can throw a song up a week before it comes out and it'll be in every store.
So they do that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That's really it. I like that you can put like synced lyrics on there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What about like pro publishing or anything like that for like Jukebox or like Play Network or any stuff like that?
Haven't really done anything like that. It's been
I don't know anything about them. I've never used them. So, what advice would you give to somebody coming into this game? So like, I mean, let's be honest. You're the new face, but you're not the newest face.
Yeah.
So like, there's guys coming in behind you. Like, if you were to fucking hand down some knowledge,
I definitely know some things.
Yeah.
I would say the best way for any artist to start, especially like a rock band, would be maybe don't even play shows until you have music out.
I mean, obviously, yeah.
Play some, get 4 or 5 songs ready and release music often. Don't release a song every 6 months like we used to do. That's what I'm trying to get out of doing now. But
same. Yeah.
And it's so hard to stay consistent with releasing, but like it's the most important thing. People's attention spans are like the size of a squirrel these days, and
ours included.
Ours, yeah, for sure, dude, absolutely. And just put out as much music as possible. Don't over critique yourself on the music you're putting out.
Right.
It's better to put out a song that you're happy with, at least for the most part happy with. There's always going to be something you can change, right? But if you just keep putting out music, like don't get too attached to your songs either, because like if you don't,
that's a good one.
Like, we write songs about our feelings and things that we go through, and you can put a lot of emotional weight on these songs, but if you spend too long trying to make it, it's just never going to be perfect. So you might as well release as soon as it hits that mark where you're like happy with showing it to somebody, put it out there, because I can't tell you how many songs that you probably listen to, I listen to, you listen to, that have so many flaws, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
As long as it's a good song and it has, half good production value.
Right.
I'm not saying like, make a song in BandLab on your phone.
Yeah.
Probably like it's, there's a small part in quality mattering, right?
Yeah.
Definitely like needs to be a little bit good.
Guys, compression is your friend, but it's not your best friend.
Man, that's well said.
Just put out some music, man, and start playing
Yeah.
shows and, post on TikTok. It sucks. Everybody hates it. It's not fun, but you have to do it. And like,
you're competing with.
Hey, you're only
Dozens,
competing for
thousands.
one more year on
Yeah.
TikTok. That's all.
yeah, dude,
right.
I'm actually so stoked about that, by
Yeah.
the way. Like, I'm so stoked about it. But it's, I've talked to so many artists, and they're like, "Oh, I just don't want to post on TikTok." Well, like, okay, have fun. Literally never succeeding in
Bro.
especially like,
In 2024,
dude, like you have to, man. Like, it's not my opinion. It's
As
just
an
a fact.
old guy, it was so hard for me as I started looking at my download numbers and my streams,
Right.
and 75% of it came from TikTok. I didn't even fucking do anything.
It works.
Yeah.
It works. There's a reason that labels don't care about how good your songs are. They don't care about obviously they're probably a little bit, but
Yeah.
like if, I am sitting here just, kind of releasing a song every 6 months and, playing a couple shows, even if we're selling, 500 tickets to a show, but then there's another artist that's never played a show. They have 10 songs out. They're all popping off streaming wise. They have a good TikTok following. Like, a label's gonna pick the guy with the TikTok following, even
Sure.
if the music, which this music's subjective, but even if the music maybe isn't as high quality, they're still gonna pick that guy every day over someone that,
There's been a lot of bands and artists that changed their life. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
All it takes is
Yeah.
one video to pop off, and
Yeah.
then you could literally be
Yeah.
set for the rest of your
I
life.
don't know if you've ever seen any Red Fang videos.
I know who Red Fang is,
Red
yeah.
Fang was just a pretty good metal band out of Portland, Oregon, but they had such good, funny, entertaining videos that told the story from top to bottom that it catapulted them over and made them, superstars.
So sick, dude.
Yeah.
Just
And-
like the algorithm,
Yeah.
sometimes it.
I
So
try to help
the
a lot
music
of
game
people with
isn't
that.
just audio
Oh,
anymore.
dude, exactly.
You've got to create.
There's so many
Well,
facets.
picture.
to it.
And like the whole idea of like when I grew up as a kid listening to bands, it was like the 2-year album tour cycle. That's dead, man. That
No,
thing is gone.
You can't.
Oh, it is gone.
Yeah,
Like that
you
anymore.
can do it, but you won't be
Not
as successful.
starting out, dude. It would just be impossible
Yeah.
to do it like that
Let
anymore.
let me add some correction to that, if I may. Okay, so I've got some buddies that are pro musicians. They do this for real, for a living,
Right.
and they would argue that. But the only reason they can argue that is because that's the way it's been for them. So like once you have built up a big enough following 10 years ago,
Sure.
20 years ago, whatever,
you have
then it's
that.
always going to be there.
Bring
As
Me
long
the
as you keep it
Horizon
up.
can do that and
Yeah.
release an album every 2 years
Yeah.
for the rest of their career, and it's going to be fine. But
As
Rain
you're coming
Division,
up, dude, yeah.
if we released an album today and had never posted singles or anything for it, then it would do really well for a week, and then in a month when their other favorite artists have already dropped 3 songs,
Yeah.
and then the next month they drop a couple more songs, and the next month they drop a couple more songs, then you're adding so much music to your library, especially on Apple Music. I use Apple Music, and if I add a song and then I add another song, it just keeps going further and further down,
Yeah.
and it's literally not in your vision anymore.
Yeah.
So
I made this equivocation years ago, right? And just follow me here, guys. Just give me just a second. Let's say that the next big hit is going to be a baby, right? And all of us that are out there that are putting music out and doing the work and doing the legwork and all that other stuff, pushing stuff out, we are all sperm cells racing to that fucking egg, trying to fucking beat through the fucking wall. And for some reason or another, one of us breaks through and creates that baby that's in the world. Now, it's tricky because the rest of us are going to die. The rest, but something's going to break through. The cool thing about music is that you can keep dropping that load and hopefully break through that eggshell
Damn.
and make greatness.
You just gotta shoot ropes, you know.
Yeah, you got to shoot ropes, man. You got to shoot rope if you're other than that, you're pushing rope. You know.
Oh shit.
Yeah. This is a show about science. Did I say silence? Science. Show this weekend.
This weekend.
And that this weekend is Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
And that is going to be where? Golden Light with.
It's going to be our friends in Grey Bloom out of Dallas. They're on the road with a band called Careful Gaze. I believe they're out of Portland. Both kind of heavy-ish post-hardcore bands. I've known the Grey Bloom people for a little bit. Aaron is awesome.
There you go.
Aaron and Lauren are like the kind of brains of that band. And
Yeah.
It's just so cool to see them being successful. And Aaron has known Adam for a little while, and like us three have been talking about these three bands putting a show on since like probably fall of 23, summer of 23. So we've been cooking it for a little bit, and they're on a run right now. I think they're up in the Pacific Northwest, and so once they come here, I think they're going like they're driving from Tucson, Arizona the night before they play here. They're driving all night. They'll come into like Amarillo at like noon, hang out with us, and then we'll play the show, and then I think they're going up north into like Colorado after that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, and then Bear the Mark's gonna wrap everything up. We're gonna get this here. Just
BTM's playing that show too.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
At Golden Light.
On the Lord's Day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the Lord's Day, no less.
Dude, I think about that too, about how country like of a place that Golden Light used to be, and they've really grown a lot. And
what time does that show start?
Yeah. So doors at 6:30. The first band will be at 7.
Okay.
So should be a blast.
3 bands?
4 total.
So we're going first, so show up
first.
early.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
But stick around though, because it's like, dude, like.
What's the cover?
$10 cover. Nothing
Okay.
too crazy. That's the thing with Amarillo is like, especially, like I don't think either of you guys were there. Were you at the Daikaiju show? A couple weeks
That
ago?
was a Thursday night. I did not get to make that one.
Like
I regretted it though.
It was such a like.
It looked crazy.
I didn't really know
Those
about
guys
it.
were fucking bananas.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was insane. But like,
but I knew about them. Like Donnie tried to get us on that one. I couldn't get it. Couldn't get together in time.
it's just like there's good shows here,
Yeah.
like all the time. Wade and Pootie and everyone else at Golden Light is doing a good job about bringing consistent,
Pootie!
even
Sorry,
country
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff going on, but like it's just Amarillo. Sometimes just they show out so well, and it makes me so proud to say I'm from here.
Yeah,
and
man.
then some nights like. Like people don't like. Again, it's like it's the weeknight is the whole thing with Amarillo. It's like as soon as we break that and we just start going out every night because there's good shows all the time, man. So anyway, it's gonna be badass. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have fun with friends. It's gonna be a little heavy. It's gonna be a little light. It's gonna be awesome, dude.
Some diversity for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do all my parts as screams only this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Please don't. But
You practice this at home, like
stop you.
while your wife's in the shower or whatever. You're like you're brushing your teeth.
Mainly
You're
in
like,
the car.
"Ah!"
Yeah, mainly in the car to and from work.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
it's
what
gonna be
about
fun, man.
Am I gonna? What about me? What?
What, you gonna be in the car like screaming and stuff or?
The new song has screams.
The new
so-
song
It
does have
that.
screaming in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
Mhm. Been working on that a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that you were gonna bring me a track that we could like secretly drop.
Yeah, I got you.
You did?
Yeah.
Sit tight, guys. We're gonna have a surprise track. We're gonna drop here with Rain Division. Keep going.
What?
What?
What did you say?
and what's it called?
This is the one that I'm working on with Dylan called Demigod.
Okay.
It's a fun
Yes,
one.
sir.
And so that was not quite done yet.
It's not quite done, but I'm comfortable with showing it.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it's in a good enough place to.
We've done a couple of surprise releases for a couple of guys around here.
Sweet.
And we've had a lot of fun doing it.
Well, and it's like I said, it's definitely a new direction for sure. It's
Yeah.
still got some of the old Rain Division
Yeah.
kind of vibes to it, but I just wanted to stop putting myself in a box of like making. I would either make like a pop song and be like, okay, I need to add like some more distorted guitar to this to make it more rock, or I'd make like a rock song and be like, okay, I'm dumb this down a little bit and make it more pop, and then you get a
Right.
song like Wasted Time, which I think would have been much better a rock song than the released version, which I love that
Come
song.
see it live.
Come see it live, and it's how
Very rock song.
yeah, which we'll probably be doing a re-recording of that song, like a live version.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of our songs are you know, some of them sound, you know, super light on recordings, and then you come out to a show and then it's completely different, which that's kind of the idea that I had for the band. One of my favorite bands is called Chase Atlantic, and they're like straight pop band. But when you go see them live, there is not a person in that room that is not, you know, jumping as high as they can and going crazy, because they're playing a rock show. Like, it is
everybody gets a story,
straight up a rock show. And so I definitely love being diverse. And, you know, you have songs like Waste of Time, that's kind of like a more slow burn, you know, kind of more like a dark pop song. And then you have a song like Devil that's just, you know, rock song. And then Demigod is very heavy. It's very, very heavy for sure.
Nice. Okay.
And then Angel Numbers is chaotic and has some of the most wild guitar work that we've ever had on a song. And then Alchemy is like the most chill song ever, you know.
What does Rain Division mean?
That's good. That's a good question. So it's got kind of like a loose meaning. It's, to me, it was, I've always really kind of thought about it like when you see like a cloud in the sky and it's like a bad like storm or something like that. You know, if the storm's just kind of moving one way and you're always under it, it's easy to like feel like, oh, this is like a bad time, this is like a bad day or whatever. The second you're on the other side of that, you know, second the cloud moves out of the way of the sun, then everything's good again. So it's kind of like, I wasn't really, when I originally named it that, I didn't really have a meaning to it because it just sounds badass. But that's kind of the very unorganized explanation of it.
Like it?
Yeah.
I dig it. It's unusual. It doesn't exist out there in the world aside from what you've done. So fucking hard to create a band name that hasn't already been taken by fucking dick swinging idiots that, you know.
Hard.
I took branding into account a lot when considering band names, because if, you know, I've had 2 band names now that if I tell it to you, you're going to maybe understand kind of what it might be spelled like.
Yeah.
But I think that whenever you have a band name, it needs to be super legible and easy to understand.
Yeah,
Rain Division. There's only one way to spell division.
Yeah.
There's 2 ways to spell rain. It could be like, you know, like the REIGN.
That's true.
That has been questioned.
If you did one of those crazy, like, spiny death metal fonts.
We have a shirt like that.
He does.
We have a shirt
do you
like
really?
that. Yes,
So
we do.
I'm laughing because he said there's only one way to spell division, yet we spelled it wrong on our own kick drum.
That is. It wasn't.
Great.
Next subject. I don't know about that.
We spelled it Rain Division, if anyone was wondering.
It wasn't us that did it, but
how-
I will say it was no one in the band that was responsible for doing that.
That's
That
excellent.
was perfect.
Yeah.
There's one way that division is spelled correctly.
ION.
There's 2 ways that it can be spelled, I suppose.
Well, gentlemen, I think we're going to wrap this up.
That was a blast, man. Thanks for having us.
Man,
Sure, man.
I'm fucking stoked. We finally got this done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Definitely want to come
Yeah,
back for sure.
yeah. We're gonna keep this going, like, you know. So, guys, I know I've been a little out of pocket. Again, I'm running a bunch of businesses downtown. My apologies.
He's a busy man.
Yeah, busy dude. We've got a shitload of interviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're talking to Savor. We're talking to Western Horseman. We're talking to Guidi. We're talking to a bunch of local bands, and we're getting this summer kicked off. This series, we're gonna get the thumb mark on this to hopefully people understand what's going on with the scene, man. You know, and that's all we want to do. And on that, so May the 5th. Golden Light Cantina, what, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock is the doors?
6:30 doors.
Be there at
show-
6:30.
Yeah,
Be there at
show
6:30,
7.
doors
Play
of
at
Golden
7.
Light.
$10.
You know, Cinco de Mayo, and bring, you know, Tenno Dinero, and, you know, bring that up and see some live music, baby. Yeah, and these guys, you know, once you see them, once they're gone, they're gone. This is going to be fucking, you know, a band that you're going to, like, look back on, like, holy shit, I knew those guys when they were local. This is something you want to catch.
Be here for the start of the grunge pop revolution.
Yes. What? Okay, yes. What?
That's our genre. That's what we call it. Grunge
Okay,
pop.
grunge pop. Okay, I dig that. Grunge pop. Okay, I can dig it. All right, guys. Well, welcome back, Amarillo, to Amarillo Rocks. Say hi to Rain Division on the way out. Remember what we say: wipe front to back, clear your browser history, and go see some live music. And we'll catch you next week. Amarillo Rocks.